because what I've been through has been nuts. So yeah,
You know what?
on to you. Go to your questions.
Yeah. So just to give them a bit of background, you know, your Variety is an amazing comedian, female black comedian who struggles with. She has a disability and nothing holds you back in anything that you do and all your endeavors. And even your point of views in regards to how your industry is, you're very open and expressive about, you know, how you want to contribute and your feelings and how you think about that. And gosh, I've got so much to ask, but just to let you know who's in the room. So guys, you can chip in and ask questions as well. And I think the first thing is about your journey and what made you think I could become a comedian? Like, what made you think this is
Well,
for me?
I'm glad you asked that story. Well, when I was 16 years old, me and William Shakespeare had beef. So being dyslexic, that's not the only disability I have here. Being dyslexic, when there was this thing they would do in the classroom where they say, "Oh, so Jane, it's your turn to read," and then Jane finishes, then Shaniqua, her turn to read, then me, I have to go read. Me now, I'm like, who, to be or not to be, ask your own question. I literally got vexed, threw the book across the classroom, hoping to hit nobody, and then just storm out the door. And I went to an all-girls school called St. Martin in the Fields in Tulse Hill. And
So
I'm putting the key on the bottoms and then just going to, what was it, Brixton Station. You get a 432 bus going down that way to Brixton and then go to the underground to central London. And just, as my mum called it, wandering, or what's the other word that she used to use? She used gallivanting.
Gallivanting. I remember that word there.
Yes, Leah Murphy, 83. Yes, Shaniqua. Yes, she was reading and she tried to hot me up to say, "But Dominique take too long." That's my government name. Dominique take too long. Let me read for her. No, shut up, Shaniqua. Like, listen, keep reading, man. You're reading Texas. This is before Bebo. Like, you're reading all them things there. Read your MySpace. Get your own damn space. But anyway, yeah. So I digress. But it's the fact that, yeah, I was waltzing around central London. And the area was bang in the middle between Old Street and Shoreditch. And I remember I was in my pea jog bottoms. I had the Reebok hoodie and I had the Diodora trainers. And I remember I had my like school uniform in my bag. And all I had was laughter. So me, so nosy, like Scooby-Doo, I was thinking, "Oh, is this a comedy club or a cult?" Dum dum dum. So what I did, I walked through, because you remember I was 16 years old at the time. So I had to walk through the back doors of, it used to be called the Comedy Cat, which is now, it's changed its name. So it's not there anymore. And this is Rivington Street, lovely area. And yeah, I remember going there and it was amateur night. And I remember there was this woman, I don't know what her name is at all, if you can ask me before the brain operation I had. She was rubbish. She was not good.
Yeah.
So me and my past self now, yeah, I was all like, "Boo! I can do better than that. You're rubbish." And then this big hand, yeah, comes up to my freaking shoulders, and I'm like this. I'm like, because I thought it was the bouncers. I thought they were gonna like literally go, "Let's go." All right, like, I thought they were gonna do that. So then, it was one of the it was a compere by the name of Tony Hendricks, lovely guy, living legend. I think he now lives in Jamaica, and he's been doing comedy for like decades. So he's one of like the king of the comedy that you don't really talk about. And so he said to me, "Oh, did you say you can do better? This is me." Yeah. And he went, "This is me." He went, "What's your name?" I said, "My name is my name Variety D." "Okay, I'm gonna put you down here for 5 minutes." "Yeah, you're gonna do 5 minutes?" "Huh?" "Yeah." "All right, fine."
5 minutes of content is a long time, you know, like when you hold a stage. 5 minutes.
So imagine when I performed on there, because back then it wasn't upstairs you had to go to, it was literally downstairs. There's these wonderful little semicircle things behind you, and there's a stage, there's a mic. And then when I was doing these kind of voices, they thought at the time what was really current was Catherine Tate. So the audience, because they were so intoxicated and they had like a lot of alcohol, a lot of bevies, whatever, and you know, way past from bedtime, they assumed that I was a grown woman impersonating a teenager.
Okay.
So you remember that era where we had "Am I bothered? Is it?"
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. So they thought I was a black version of Catherine Tate. But the compere, Tony, he knew, he said, "This sounds a bit too fluent. How old are you?" "This is me, 17 and a half. Wow. And he went, "What?" You know, he did that through his glasses, he went,
"Yeah.
What?" Okay, I'm 16, but just don't tell no one. Yeah, I just want to like come in here because I'm just nosy. And he went, okay, you got potential. Now get your backside back to school. That's what he said to me, you know. And I did. And I had to redo my GCSEs, redo my English literature, because again, like I said, me and William Shakespeare had beef. And then I didn't have no gap year leading on to university. So I redid my GCSEs in sixth form. Then Shakespeare comes again. I did drama for foundation, BA, and masters. Okay. I was thinking, you know what? Let's make a deal. All right, fine. Haute art though, and all them kind of things. Macbeth, them things I made go. Yeah, what you done? Yeah. So
so that push. So you actually went to the comedy. You've gone to the comedy club or whatnot. Yeah, you pushed your way in there. Yeah, been brave enough to start booing people. You know, at 17.5-year-old you whatnot.
No, I was 16. But I said to the company, I said to Tony, I said, I'm 17 and a half. Like, yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah. Okay, thinking, how about I get in there? And two, you're definitely a teenager because you sound too fluent to be an adult portraying a teenager at the time, saying no words back in the day, like, yo, war blood, what you saying, what you mean? You know what I'm saying? Them kind of thing there. Naff, for the old generation, that's a name brand, Naff. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the decade. So he knew, he said,
that would be confidence and bravery at 16, especially being in a place where in the classroom people are throwing shade and all the rest of it and make you feel like, I'm going to
it made you feel like a dance breed. I know, that's the thing. Yeah.
But then that's after the comedy show, you went back and said, I'm going to ace all this. I'm going to go back and handle my business.
Of course, because you have to. You can't. It's either you cry and then you be one of the statistics of what, especially back then. Like, remember, there was no black comedian who's disabled. You know what I'm saying? There was no representation of that. I think the last one before me was Sir Charlie Williams, bless his soul. And he's a mixed race man from Yorkshire, if I'm correct.
Wow.
And he got diagnosed with Parkinson's in his latter years. So after he succeeded, you know, I think it was one of the judges of Opportunity Knocks, where Lenny Henry got founded. Back in the day, when I think it's before my mum was born. Like, it's just like, yo, there's not much representation on that within the black community, especially in Britain.
And you was aware of that from when you was young? You was aware of that from...
That's what I'm saying. Yes, I was aware from time because I was a very big fan of like the Comedy Jam and BET Comic View in America, and I have American cousins. So with me having that knowledge, so I may not be like the smarty pants in class. And like I said, dyslexia is not even my main disability. My main one is neurological, but it's called complex partial epilepsy, which I had since I was a baby. So if everyone who's watching, you check out on YouTube after this chat we're having right now, check out Purple Today, Black Tomorrow, and it's on my YouTube channel, Variety D. And it's a campaign video for people with epilepsy. And yeah, I go through the trials and tribulations of my circumstance from my point of view, from like my life.
Yeah.
And what I don't want to be happening in the industry in particular is that me being the only black. So even though being the first black disabled comic in this country is good, but there's a bad thing to it where you don't be the only one, because even though disability has no color, and even the comedy, you had some black in it, you see people them talking, they'll be like, oh my god, we've got one. Nah, I want a couple more, please. I want like at least 10. You know what I'm saying?
I know that's saying like, I'll be the first but not the last.
Exactly. That one in, one out thing. And I remember two fabulous people talked about that when it comes to the gay community. So you've got Stephen K. Amos, who's the first black man. He's the first gay man, and then you got Jeannie Ashray, the first black woman. So imagine she's gone to America. Steve K. Amos was doing big things up in Melbourne Comedy Festival in Australia, down under. You know, no pun intended. But it's like, yo, and then they come back to Britain and they're superstars. So I'm like, yo, what's good?
Yeah, and it's being able to, because you perform both in over here and in States, and you said this well before, you've got cousins from over States, and sometimes there could be a lot of difference, and sometimes I guess you having cousins right there, you can reflect like, how come you got like Def Comedy Jam, all the rest of it. So you wanted
they have the anniversaries and that. They had the 25th, was it, a few years ago. I'm not sure when their 30th is going to happen, but I remember, because I'm 30, so I'm 1991, I'm 90s baby. So when Def Comedy Jam was going on, that I was young. I was thinking, what did he say? You know, what's that? You know, kind of thing. You know, who's that guy, Martin Lawrence? He's crazy, you know. Like, and then when I got older, and then me and my mum was just flying in and out of the States, I knew about the channel BET, which stands for British, which stands for Black Entertainment Television. Whilst over here we have BBC, which is British Broadcasting Corporation. So, look, I mean, that's why I say to people, the UK is 20, 30 years behind the USA. USA is not perfect. The Americans not perfect, but they're doing something. But here, we still have that thing of crab in a bucket mentality, where it's like Africans versus Jamaicans, the West Indies, and all that kind of stuff there. Even today, I had to go and, well, actually, I was going to withdraw this comedy competition thing because one of the, I don't want to say their names, but there's a certain comedy thing that's coming back. Yeah. But it still has that ism and schism in it when it comes to, you know, the Africans versus Jamaicans and the.
Yeah, and you know what? And you said you told yourself out of that.
Yeah, I told myself out of that. I love that because I don't know calling it urban. I call it Black British comedy. That's the BBC I know, where you have people like Felix Fox, Aggressive Soul. You had Norman Beaton from Desmond's. You know what I'm saying? I'm Guyanese. Well, shout out to Guyanese people out there. So it's like, you know, I can name Malcolm Frederick. You know, when I got to perform in front of his nieces and nephews. You know what I'm saying? That one award ceremony, and I was meant to meet him before he passed. You know what I'm saying? Because these are people who paved the way for people like me. Yes. You know, but just not the disability side, but the fact of being Black and British and funny, which leads to the documentary Black, British and Funny that Murder Comedian did, which I applaud him for doing that. But because of what we're in right now, pandemic, these natural causes, it wasn't his fault that the production couldn't get all of us in that documentary to say what we could say to the industry, to the British viewers. Because in that documentary, if you look back on, I think it was on Channel 4, there was only, 3 Black women, and there was enough brothers on there. I was like thinking, oh, a minute, why am I only seeing Tanya Moore, Llewellyn Gideon from Ron McCoy, Angela Moore, one of the queens of comedy? Where's everybody else? You know what I mean? I was just like, what?
Yeah, you see it, and it must have passed a few people until someone actually says, and I really respect the fact that you call it out, and you actually
I call it out a long time. Yeah, because when that came out, when they were filming it, I had the brain operation in August 2020. So it was on the 28th of August, I had my brain operation, came back home. And when one of the other comedians, shout out John Simmet, who's from Birmingham, sent me the form to fill in via email, I was too late. I didn't realize the deadline was already gone. So by the time they got it, I couldn't be part of that production. But it was a blessing in disguise because I don't think I was really ready to even go to their studio where they were filming at the time when I was still healing. You know, my hair. So like, I had my hair operation up here, so my hair's growing back now, like a little bit. You know, it's a bit cold. It's cold here in England. But if I was in Jamaica or something, or Guyana, my hair would be like Pocahontas by now. So
natural energies, eh?
Exactly. It'd be long like your locks, basically. It'd be long, but it's the fact that I'm glad that Mo and the production did do that documentary to give you a little something to let our Black and white people and Indian people themselves, like British Indian or Asian, see that we have been here for a long time. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? When I go out nowhere, you just didn't want to have us. So forwarding that, like a few years later, I mean, I think in that same year, we got Sorry I Don't Know, that comedy panel show that what's his name now? Jimmy Akimbola. So I'm forgetting his name now. When I saw him in Hollywood, he was there. He was in Hollywood the same week I was performing in the original Comedy Store. I've never performed in the London Comedy Store at all. I've been there to support my friends, go, hey, yeah, we're about to go, yeah, you know. But I've never actually stood on that stage performing. Okay. But I've been on the original one in the United States. That's mad, isn't it? So it's like, wait, I could take one train and one bus here to the one in Leicester Square, but me have to go fly and pay £500, pay £1,000 to go to LA and
so why do you think that is? They're so hesitant, I think, over here. And I remember even you having a conversation with what's his name? thingy radical. He used to do
Oh,
the militant.
What Godfrey?
Yes, with
In
Godfrey.
the United States.
And yeah, and him saying like, why are they taking so long to warm up and stuff? Like, what?
Actually, I
Why
could
is it
send him
that
this
we're
right
so
now.
hesitant? And in
Yeah.
the States, they're so open and they can just throw you on. You reach on that stage before you reach on the stage down the road from you.
Yeah, because, well, to be fair, I mean, I'm going to say this first. So how we're like when we see it or hear an American here in this country performing, we're like, oh my God, it's brilliant. Oh my God, it's from the United States. Rob, yeah, kind of thing. So we're so fanatic with the Americans.
Yeah.
So they're the same like that with us. When we go to their country, they're like, oh my God, oh my, you're from England, from London. Oh, you live next to the Queen. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, they always have a stereotype. They think either you're Cockney or you're posh. You know, either talk a bit more like this, give it, have it some, or they'll think,
yes,
oh yes,
so exotic, yeah.
Yes, you know, yes, makes a tea on scones. Those people, but they think we're like them, but we're not. You know, shout out Quincy. Anyone who sees the word comedian in any of these people's names, please do follow them, because especially Quincy, he was part of that production that did Black British and Funny. So he was the whole heap of man them that were on there.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Shout out Audrey as well, American comic. Yeah, lovely. Please follow her. Literally, just keep it going. Thank you. So yeah, it's just like things like that. Even though I took a stand there in the United States, there's still so much I gotta do back here at home. You see what I'm saying? And it's tough. It is really not easy. There's a speech that I did before I went to America, and it's called "It's Simple But It Ain't Easy." That's also on my YouTube channel. And I said some things. This is around the time when.
What's that called? The YouTube channel?
It's simple, but it ain't easy.
I like that.
It's on my YouTube channel. You'll find all of this. Yeah, it was held at the British Museum, and all thanks to June Sapong and Bonnie Greer. I think she's the OBE or the MBE. Oh my God, Monroe Flames actually online. Yeah, yeah. I just got distracted. So then, yeah. So having people like that. And then the former Director General, Sir Tony Hall, or was he Lord Hall? One of those titles he is. He was there too when I did that speech. And it made them literally scratch their head and go, bruh, hold on. She's made a good point, you know. There ain't much black people in the scene of British comedy, let alone disabled comics of colour. So it's like, no, you don't say. So then when I said this, so going back to the timing, so when I said that speech, I did it.
Yeah.
It was the time when Mo the Comedian was announced the first black British male comic to have a Netflix special. And I remember saying in that speech, if you look back on it, I said, when is it my turn? Because when the Americans do their ones, you'll see about 2-3 black people having their comedy specials every season.
Yeah,
that's here,
be a one by one. I hear you.
It was like, what I'm thinking, like, what's scared? It's, you know, like you play double dutch, yeah, and going, skippity doo that. You're thinking, okay, my turn. All right, me can't jump to. Why? You know what I mean? But I want my turn. What's getting my turn? You know, or like going to Chessington or like Disney or something. Yeah, you want to go to a ride and the road is long. You think the queue is freaking long, fam. You want to go wee, yeah. By the time we get to the ride. And when you're gone now, gone to the toilet, you gotta wait again. No, that's how it feels like. A natural cause. And the thing is, these causes in the industry are not really natural because I say it is mostly the old white male that is dealing with it. You know, the executives that are doing this, playing this game. They're going, oh, you know what? We're gonna let the Indians go through first. The Asians. We're gonna let the Chinese go through first. You know, the Middle Easterns go through first. Blacks last. It's like, what? Hold on a minute, what's going on? Like, wait, what? Do you know the amount of Irish women have been like going through the industry because obviously they're Britain's neighbours. Okay, fair enough. Okay. Then you'll see like European, so you see like people from Germany, France, Italy, Spain, fantastic comedians that being on Have I Got News for You, and then next thing you know, you're like, you're trying to. It's this thing that my family does, yeah. When we see like the Queen's Royal March or something like that, and the Grenadier Guards wear them hats. Yeah. We play a game to spot the blackie. I know it sounds naughty, but you see a black soldier, yeah, and you're going, but wait, is that a black man? What? And you get very excited and that. You're like, He's marching in. You better probably you better miss one footstep, Bridget. Please keep marching in, and when the friends go marching in. You don't think you're black.
Few and far between.
You feel like you're there, innit? You feel like you're watching your uncle. You're going like, your uncle, shoulder. Yeah, come on, my brother. Yes, Bridget. Grenadier Guards. Okay, cool.
Yeah, but it's that representation. And it's funny you say like the Irish and different people go through. It's like, and you said even earlier, we've been here.
Yeah.
You know, but people want to be represented.
We're here.
Got a message here from Jennifer Moore, comedy. Love that. Comedy in a sentence again.
Hi, Jen.
I'm passionate about the segregation in comedy. I'm vexed with the lack of money and opportunities for black comedians.
Sure. And that's when the crab in the bucket mentality starts to ravel. So it goes.
Yeah, because everyone thinks there's one space. So I almost don't want to.
Yeah, they say, "Oh, but this is mine."
Get a space.
And then, when I see another black comedian now in the lineup, we're going, "Who are you?" You know, I mean, there's a couple times I've done that before. Like, I admit it. I've done that before a few years ago. Like, I'll see another black comedian who okay, let me break it down. So, urban is just one funnel. It's one circle, one realm.
Yeah.
The trouble with urban, the way I see it from my point of view, is that urban is like, here we go around the Murray bush. You used to sing it when you were a little child.
Yeah.
You go around that bush. Shout out J-Rock from Big Brothers. This is big, bro. Yeah. So it's like urban. It's like here go around the Murray bush, and you go around it so many times, you get dizzy, you get sick, and you already know what's around the other side because you've been around it like 100 times. So this is basically like the same comedian, the same circuit, and they're saying the same jokes about the mom, the beatings, this, that, the weave. You know, they're talking about all the kind of. And I'm like, for flip's sake, because someone said something new. And it's got to the point where I don't say no names, but it got to the point where white comics are starting to like imitate our voice. Now it's a skill, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But some of these white comics can do that. They can speak what's called Yoruba, and they can speak patois better than I can. They can sing the lyrics of old school time songs. But when they're getting those praises for doing that, and you see a black person do it, they're not getting the same praise as the white man does. That's when it gets kind of a bit, yo, what's going on, man? Because something ain't right.
Yeah, so it's like I haven't been myself. I haven't even got the stage being myself, and now you've got the stage imitating me, and I haven't got the stage yet. So he says what to the audience. They're like, yeah, me good, me there. And then I say what? Yeah. What? Nah, I'm thinking, nah, that's not right. The only thing I can give a clue to the people who are viewing right now, who are around my age and probably your age as well, is Sunday Show. That is a classic example. If anyone's been to Sunday Show back in the mid-noughties, around that time, it was literally like so selective to the point where women could only do man-hate jokes, like an angry black woman. And if she talks about her weave or how pretty she is, I can even take it deeper than that. Being lighter skin toned was even a problem for a black woman in comedy in this country. Okay. So it's more darker skinned women were on stage could get away with certain things. So I'm like, and that's where the battle keeps going. So that's how it's going on. Because if you look at all the posters, if you go back on like Facebooks and I think Instagram started about 2015. So if you want to go back to Facebook or even Twitter, you'll see there's a lot of dark-skinned brothers, one white man, hardly probably the light-skinned brother. I remember the comedy community must have thought, hi, Miss Kennedy. She's one of the legendary queens. She's not a comedian, but she has comedy antidotes, and she's a wonderful singer. She's had her own show on BBC. She's one of the first black women to have her own show in the 1980s, I think it was. Yeah. So yeah, basically you'll see that. I remember some people thought that I was related to a comedian called Roger D, who comes from Birmingham, because mine and Variety D, and we're both the same complexion. Okay.
Just things like that.
Yeah.
It's stupid, but I have to laugh though, because I'm going, is that how you lot are thinking? Yeah. All right then. Let me have my herbal tea. Yeah. You carry on, you know. But it's just like that ignorance is bliss. That's what they say. They say ignorance is bliss. But I can't take that ignorance. I mean, 14 years being in comedy.
As a comedian, because it's a different territory in a sense, because it's like when it comes to comedy, people really struggle with what's appropriate, what's not appropriate, and what's pushing the line. So sometimes I see comedians really get drawn out for, oh no, that's taking it too far, you know, and some comedians taking it far and they don't get drawn out. Like, where is the line? Where's the line? And how do you know how to operate with that?
Oh, that question's changed now. Do you know what the question is?
Go on.
How big is your goalpost?
Okay.
That's a new one that comedians get. Okay, what's your goalpost saying? Can you say this? Can you say about the LGBTQIA community? Plus, plus, plus.
Okay.
No. Okay. Well, your goal is this this small. Can you? If you can say it's this big, your goalpost is this big, bro, and it's gonna get bigger because you're getting away with it. You see what I'm saying? So it's
literally crossing lines, and
you're crossing lines exactly. So, but the thing is, it's like you've got the pen, and I have to go by what you're drawing. I can't write my own book. You're writing it for me now, so or you're drawing my board. So I'm going, wait.
It's weird because as a watcher, as someone who appreciates comedy, sometimes I like when a comic brings something in that song. It's like, oh, this is going to be interesting because this is a lot of thoughts that people have but don't say. You
don't say it, yeah. That's the thing. But who is allowed to say it? Is it the higher status or is it the lower status or anybody? That's the question. High, low, or chicken. Okay. I don't know. Like, and that's the thing. There's that kind of favoritism, and then now because we live in the social media era, so let's take it forward now. Remember, I started when social media wasn't really popping for the comedians. There was no podcast, no nothing when I started. So now it's got to the point where, yo, how many followers you got? You sure, yeah? You know, no one knows you. I'll be like, but hold, it's not about how many I've got, it's who's following me. If you check who's following me, you'll be like, oh, okay.
No, that quantity is about quality.
You know what I'm saying? It's that classic. We played that from when we were little, but it's like some people around our ages act like they're 4 years old again. It's like Sesame Street years. I'm thinking, are you aging in dog years? What the hell going on? Even Scooby-Doo knows that this is not right. How you? You know what I'm saying? That one time, yeah, when Instagram wasn't even working, yeah, I saw a lot of comedians look like that. You know, in football, they act like they got shot.
They got nervous.
I saw comedians who could get bodied, bruv. I'm going. They say comedians get bombed. They got bombed off their socials. I was like, yeah, they're dropping dead now. Look at them. Look at them. Jeez, crying emojis everywhere, bro. It's better. Shit.
Another thing I have to ask you as well, because as you did touch on earlier, and I know you had brain surgery,
last year, August.
And jump back in your field, you know, and sometimes when you're dealing with things, people take an L and they're like, you know what, that's my, I'm gonna have to calm down and what. But you, what was that process like?
Well, it was scary because I was diagnosed with complex partial epilepsy since I was a baby. So what happened before I had the operation and why I had to have it was because I needed died twice. So like having a tonic-clonic seizure is it's dangerous. I don't wish it on my worst enemy. So I nearly died at the conservatory in my house. So my mom saved me. And then I remember when I got taken to hospital and had to have the it's called a hippocampus something neurological, you know, brain operation. I remember I couldn't even sleep, you know, and where I had it done, it was so nice because it was at Harley Street Hospital. So it was all fancy and thing. They give me nice food. I felt like Jesus. I was like, is this my last supper? Where's my brethren then? Because
you find the laugh.
You know what I'm saying? But I said, when my brethren them, I don't want doctor and nurse. You know what I'm saying? And the nurse got big something. I think that's where the money going. Okay, private hospital. All right then. So and the doctor's got that chisel chin. I'm thinking, you don't look like porn stars. What is this gonna be? Is this general like hospital for ex-surgeon? What going on? It was a bit surreal, but the food was nice. You know, I wanted to go and teach their cutlery, but I was thinking, no, I can't do that. If I don't make it, I'll go hell. Like if I teach them things. So, having said that, I'm glad to live to tell the tale. But the night before, I could not sleep. Like I literally was messaging every single comedian, black and white, saying, "Yo, pray for me, pray for me, pray for me." I even put a status up on Facebook, "Pray for me," like on my fan page, my normal page. I put it on Insta. Then there was a few comedians that I don't get along with even to this day, who I've looked up to since I was a little girl. I even messaged them and I said, "Yo," I'm telling me like Lomish, like, "Listen, you did what you did on so and so dates. That's your life, your choice. I didn't like it, what you done or said, but pray for me, and wish you hopes and success. And literally doing that. Even tried to get in touch with some comedy peers who I used to be best friends with, but they blocked me. But in some sort of way, I got to them. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, so
Yeah.
like, you ain't got. I ain't leaving this earth yet for none of you lot to know what I got in it with me. Because remember,
Yeah.
I didn't tell no comedian, especially in the urban circuit, about my disability, and no promoter either. Because if I told the promoter that I'm epileptic, I'm saying, oh, hello, yeah, you're gonna book me, okay, right? So, do you have any like water in that? How's the stage going? Oh, why am I asking? Because I'm epileptic. Beep. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, see, it'll be like that.
Yeah.
Nah, that's how ignorant it was.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure how it is now, and I still think we still have that ingredients of ignorance.
Yeah. And
Because
more
again,
awareness.
I'm the first. I'm the
Yeah.
first.
And
I remember saying on BBC Radio London about 3 months after my brain operation, and it was me and Judy when Judy Love was doing BBC Radio London on the weekends.
Yeah.
And she was like, "What? You just came up with a brain operation? I didn't know you're epileptic." I said, "No, Judy, I couldn't tell you guys." And it was live on air because it wasn't me calling in. I was selected as one of the showbiz, that type of hype news thing, to say what's going on, what's coming on TV, blah blah blah, having a good banter. And then I said, "Yeah," I said, "British Broadcast Corporation. Hey, I'm epileptic, you know. I ain't told no one. There's only one comedian I told in the industry,
Wow.
and that was Felix Dexter.
Okay.
And when I told him, I said to him, because I remember I did a gig at the Tabernacle, and it didn't go well. It was going well at first, and it went woo,
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I said, all right, okay, Professor Dexter, all right, listen, I'm gonna do better, yeah. Next time you see me, I'm gonna do better. Next gig comes, him gone. So I was like, yeah. So boy, but the reason why I told him was because he saw me take a medication called gabapentin at the dressing the green room. So when he saw me take it, he said, "What's that you're taking?" I said, "Nothing." He's like, "No. What's that?" He doesn't. He's doing a thing with his nose. He goes, "No. What's that?" I said, "Okay, like, so that's Felix. Don't tell anybody, but I'm epileptic. I got to take gabapentin." Oh, I recognize that because he knew about what a difference between ibuprofen and a paracetamol would look like, and that the color of the medication did not look like what I was saying, what I was lying about. So he said, "No, what is that?" And I had to tell him. And I said to him, "Don't tell anybody else. Please don't tell nobody, because I want to still continue my journey." And he's like, okay. He said, "Yeah, I'll keep it to myself." And then there we go. So he took it to his grave, boy. Jeez. He went, boy, legends. But it's just like things like that. It's just you don't take it for granted, because that's the legend we're talking about. Now I class him as one of the gods of comedy. So the four gods. It's Sir Charlie Williams, Felix Dexter, Norman Beaton, and Malcolm Frederick. There's no goddesses. Reason why I know people say, "What about women?" No, we're women. Because we're still here.
Wow.
Like, we're still here. Look, see, you got jokes there. Everyone follow, you got jokes. Yeah, us women, the goddesses, well, my goddesses here in Britain, the black women, they're still here. Glenda Jackson, Angela Ma, you know what I mean? They're still here. They're not going anywhere. Llewellyn Gideon. You know what I'm saying? They're survivors, man.
Yeah.
You know, I think I'm missing away. Felicity Ethnic. Who else? Miss Jocelyn. Like, I could go on. Tamika Epton.
I need to ask, we're a bit pressed for time, but I need to ask you this as well, because we touched on it a bit. Because you've obviously come through, and after a while saying, you know what, wary of your epilepsy and how that might affect your progression. And then you've come full blown and said, you know what, you've owned it. And I think a lot of the times, and we spoke about this briefly beforehand, when people have certain, whether it be a disability or something, they're kind of like, how can I, do I have a responsibility if I have a disability to actually own it, so other people with that can actually see and I aspire them? Or for myself, can I just say, I would prefer not to bring that into this situation and just be just kind of fall in, you know, be able to just do my career on my own terms without having to worry about my need in the picture.
Yeah, that's a tough one, especially for a black woman, because I mean, even so, to put the race aside for a second, being a woman in comedy is hard enough. Like, I mean, you can ask so many promoters, producers, directors when it comes to either comedy sketches or even stand-up comedy as a lineup itself. There's not much of women. So being a black woman now in the industry, it's tough. We're like thinking, you know what? And the thing is, and then yeah, you add that now. So with me being black, female, disabled comedian in this country, that is tough. But let me tell you something, yeah. From when I saw, so did you see that picture where my name is actually on this big banner?
Yeah.
That's the first time that I wasn't there, but like that's the first time I ever saw my stage name. Variety D, like featuring Variety D, hosted by Sarah Seed, who's the one who is breaking down doors for disabled performers.
Yeah.
Now, me being the only black one on that lineup, that's something.
Wow.
But having my name up there in a big something, in the underworld, people are looking at Guardian, probably looking at The Sun, I don't know, looking at, waiting for their tube, and I see my name there. I'm not even signed yet.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going to be signed, or be in the level 5 of comedy. That's basically like the Mo Gilligan levels and stuff. You know what I mean? And my name's there. So I'm saying, yo, this is something. It's telling me I've got to literally keep going, keep being myself, keeping myself.
Yeah.
I can't change and start switching anything there. Nah.
Yeah.
Not doing. It's mad.
People support, people gravitate to it. I tell you, you know, you're a champion in a lot of ways for me. You know? Thank
you. Because before, many years ago, I was no champion, but I was some rookie, where that people be like, is she still here? Like, they'll be like, that's how people remark. We're like, Variety's still here? For goodness sakes, man. She didn't do good at Sunday show, man. Yeah. Nah, man. She got booed that time. Yeah, she got death threat at that time.
The resilience is incredible, because it's not like you've had it good all the way. It's not like everyone's always been fighting, or always been claps, always been wins, you know?
Yeah.
So that is a win. And
it's tough. So if anybody wants to be a comedian, do it, because what social media is kind of doing now, they're saying, oh, yeah, for women especially, oh, we have to be young and nice and look good to be a comedian. No, you don't. You can have no earrings. You can have like no makeup. You have your natural hair and all kind of stuff there, and be like, what's up, people? You all right? Hey. Because comedy has no beauty. It's the grotesque of what you either say or do that makes it funny. You find that funny.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
It's that's something. But a lot of people nowadays, this era, I wouldn't say generation, I say this era, are starting to forget that the art of comedy. The art of comedy is not about the looks. Because I performed in front of an audience who are blind. And that's hard.
Wow.
So what you do, you use what's it called, different senses. So you talk about you don't go like another comedian does. Go, you're right, everybody, yeah, make some noise. Hey, yeah, anyone see EastEnders last night? No, you prick, they're blind. God damn, brother, they're blind. You know, like,
yeah.
So when I did that gig up in Holborn many years ago, it was really nice, and the fact that there were also former soldiers, so British soldiers.
Wow.
And it was incredible, because it was like just seeing that and having a standing ovation as well. Blind people, you know, standing going, oh, you know,
could get risky here.
You're telling me, you know what's so risky after? So basically what happened was, during the wine and the dining bit, where people get to sit around and have something, there's one blind man, and he's an old geezer. He said to me, oh, hey, is that Variety? Yeah. Oh, you're really funny, you know, you really raised up my third leg, you did. I said, huh? You raised up my third leg. Man talking about his blind thing. I was like, you're freaking smart. You're freaking smart. You know, I said, where's your fourth one? He's like, I was like, you see, you dirty old man. And he's blind, you know.
And that's the thing. Everyone has a sense of humor. Well, I hope. You know.
He was not. I was not ready for that. I was like, what? Because I had to test him. I was go, can you see that? Yeah, you really is a blind man. Like,
Yeah.
nah. But the
And you
thing
know,
is, in that kind of audience, so that made me think to myself, okay, so comedians can also do radio. So you think of things like Big Radio 4, you think of things like, audibles, like what we have now. So I'm
yes.
saying, so the current technology that we're using now, you can utilize it as a comedian. So you can be a comedian as well as a comedian, is also in this industry,
Okay.
and still gain an income.
Yeah, so you can really diversify what you're doing, really use different avenues.
See, and that's when and you never heard me once use the word diverse in this whole talk that we're having right now. Because it's been overdone. That word diversity, I keep thinking of freaking dancers, man. I'm thinking like, yeah, them brothers a minute. Yeah, them light skin brothers, them. Yeah. Like, I'm thinking, I'm thinking, yeah, but I know that I'm saw diversity way before when Cat B hosted this hip hop dance competition many years ago when they were younger, and they were facing another group. I forgot their names,
Paradox?
but the dance group that lost on Britain's Got Talent, and then Diversity won. I've forgotten their names, but imagine they enjoyed the other group with dark skin brothers, and these guys are mixed race light skin brothers. I'm going, ain't that something? Diversity, eh? Remember that song back then? Who's that lighty? It's more like, who them lighties? You know what I'm saying? Even when that song came out, yeah, I got in trouble on stage loads of times because a lot of people give me evils. Men, women, dogs, cats. I was like, oh my God.
But you're resilient, and I really do admire your resilience. But
yeah, man. I said to them, look, love the skin you're in. Don't bleach, fam. Domestos is for your sink. It's for your toilet. It's not for your damn skin. Yeah?
Love yourself, self-love.
That's what I'm saying. I represent everybody. That's my nickname, Variety. Because look, I'm light hair, dark hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh.
Right. I need from you, before we go, I need from you, for you to give me what your advice would be to a 16-year-old you, being as you started at 16, I don't know, to a 16-year-old version of you, a 16-year-old comedian, what would your advice be to them as they're embarking for their first step?
Well, the advice is not if you want to, it's do you want to be a stand-up comedian or do you want to be a cyber comedian? Cyber is basically people that started not with a microphone, but with a phone. So I've looked at my other phone, so hold on. So if you want to start with this and go like, hey, it's Girl Variety, yeah, man. So one time I was at the shops, yeah, and like, the guy gave me the right change. Man gave me French money. Bro, can I even use this? Ha ha ha. They put background music in it. You know when them comedians there, they get like millions of big likes.
Yeah.
So if you want to begin with that, that's your business. But when you do transition into stand-up comedy, just remember, you cannot edit anything in live performance. You can't do it. You can't pause the audience and go, yo, chung a hot second. Let me read one for a second. Yeah, so what I was saying was, no, you can't do that. So they've got to remember, do you want to be a stand-up or a social media?
Yeah.
Because Michael Dapper, he's a social media. He's done a few what's called live stand-up things, but it wasn't really live stand-up. He was just being his character, Big Shaq. Yeah. If you think of what's his name? Is it Munya? I can't pronounce his name, but he represents the social media comedy to a T.
Yeah,
he worked so hard within the editing and the concept. I mean, they both do, but I think Munya does it a lot better,
Yeah.
And that's got to participate with Motor Comedian on the Black to Front on Channel 4.
Yeah.
Last month.
You really got to figure what you want and respect your craft.
Because there's so many options. And then if you're a comedy writer, do you want to write for someone, or do you want to do radio? Or do you want to do television? Also, network your net worth. Don't be scared to go to Park Lane or Knightsbridge, let alone Knights Hill, West Norwood. You know what I'm saying? South London. Like, get out of your comfort zone. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Do you want to be an urban comic, or do you want to be a comedian? Do you want to be known as a black comedian, or do you want to be a comedian that's funny and is black? You know what I mean? Do you want to?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not forgetting who you are, where you come from, but you're there to do the work and make everyone laugh, no matter what.
I like that, and I can see
what I'm saying?
what one you are as well.
It's so many questions, yet so little answers, because not a lot of us in this country have that conversation. But let me tell you something though, the Americans do, and they're still having this conversation, and they're trying to get things done. We're slow. We're freaking slow.
Yeah.
I know I'm slow up here, even before my brain surgery, but I'm not using that excuse for my neurological disorder.
Yeah. And you're starting a lot of movement. You know, I really do respect it. So, D, right, I'm gonna have to go into our little power planning session now. But you know, ever so blessed to have you on. And if you're willing, I'll definitely have you on again because there's so much you have to offer and give. Yeah.
Cheers.
Can you drink your hot drink now? See?
Yeah, man. It's getting cold though.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah. So I'm gonna love you leaving, man, because definitely shout out to your peoples. Listen, everybody follow any comedian you see down there, even follow JWK2016. Follow. Listen, because these are some good peoples, man.
Yeah, that I go to
Institute.
Yep, I know, got a lot of feedback there. Yeah, follow guys, and please follow Variety D as well, you know, because it's moving. As I said, you got piece of the billboard now. Soon it's the face, you know.
Yeah, I can't believe my I'm still like, it still feels surreal seeing my name on the billboard in central London. I'm going, what? I'm like, yo, someone's playing games, bro. Someone must have done some neat graffiti or something. I'm like, you can pose, bro. But when it was from an actual person, and they said it was Hyde Park Corner train station, I was like, sorry, tube station. It was just like, nah. What?
That's a win.
Yes. Bro, I can't explain, but all I can say is I give thanks. I don't take it for granted. Like, if everyone sees my Instagram, sees my YouTube, there's even one where there's one called Variety. Like, literally, everyone check my YouTube channel and you'll see evidence. You'll see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll see that I've been in the United States, come to Britain, met American comics who are performing here, which includes Dave Chappelle. Everyone keeps talking about him because what happened with the Closer thing on Netflix. But man's still doing his thing, and people are at least thinking about it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Here we're not doing that. I think it's not about bravery. I think it's either timing or have not just one person, but have a unit. Have like a unity of African and Caribbean people do something.
Yeah. To actually make it be.
So I'm saying, because on cable we got African channels, we got like Box Africa and all these other ones, BEN. You know,
Yeah.
and, you know, I'm Nigerian, but shout out to my Nigerian people. We got Peckham's Finest, which is mostly Lagos, but ITV tried to make it all Caribbean, and I'm like, Caribbean Cockney.
Yeah.
That's a
But we do
definite.
need to make those changes. We do need to unify and, you know, make it for them so people can see it. We've got a few air now. But Shaz, that's great. You're so funny and inspiring. Thank you. That's
Thank you.
Shaz.
But now, man, I'm definitely going to leave you to it, man, because I might burn your Instagram live time, and obviously time is money. So, all I can say is check me out. Type in Variety D on your Googles. Follow. Like I said, check out my YouTube. Purple Today, Black Tomorrow. Is a wonderful campaign video, and in America as we speak, it's November, so it is the National Epilepsy Awareness Month in the United States.
Wow.
So that's why I was giving a shout out to a lot of American comics that were literally just like popping up and all that on your feed. So I was like, oh wow. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gone now.
All right.
You look like a little child is going, I want to go wee wee.
This is being cozy.
You get cozy.
that look though, now you're gonna make me laugh myself.
All right. Take care. Stay blessed.
Thank you, man.
No worries, man. Thanks for having me in.